Welcome, Chosen One.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Ace of Plays channel and to episode 2 of my custom card review series. Before we get into this, I just want to say thank you so much for all the amazing response to the first one. I was not expecting anything near this much positive reactions from you guys, and yeah, it was just amazing. So thank you. We are going to keep doing this. A lot of people have started posting custom cards after my first video, so looks like I'm igniting a spark here. But yeah, I got a few more cards for you today from the Discord. If you want to know how to submit these custom cards for these videos, just watch until the end, and I will go over it as always towards the end. But yeah, why don't we just get into some custom cards? This first one comes from Sodium Chloride. This is Eli Hall. He's an elf. A neutral elf, it seems. 5 power, 10 provisions. Deploy, transform an allied unit into a copy of another unit without changing its power. So this is basically Letho Kingslayer, except neutral, and you can transform any unit, not just this unit itself. This unit can't transform itself, so it requires another unit to be on the board, one that you would be willing to transform. So it has some upsides that Letho doesn't have, and has some downsides that Letho doesn't have. So people on the Discord were discussing this card, and someone said that it should be at least 11 provisions. I agree, just because it's a neutral card, and while it functions slightly different from the Letho Kingslayer, it's very similar and should not be comparable in strength on such an identical level, on an equal level. But I do love the design, like being able to change any unit on your board into a copy of any other unit on the board. It could be really strong, really fun. But yeah, because it's a neutral and it resembles Letho Kingslayer so much, I would say put it up to at least 11 provisions. But very cool card. I really like this one, and people on Discord seem to like it too. This next one comes from Bobby Fett. This is Gaetan, or Gaetan, probably Gaetan. He's a witcher, a neutral witcher. As a deploy, on the melee row, damage a random enemy by 4 points. On the ranged row, damage an enemy by 2 points. 4 strength, 6 provisions. Now this card, the first thing I thought of when I saw this was Ancrate Marauder. Because of the ability to deal 4 damage randomly. If someone drops an engine, like first turn, you can just drop this. This of course is a lot better, because it's obvious. I don't even have to go into how this is so much better. This is too cheap at 6. Like it'll always be a 6 for 6 at worst. But you can really punish some early engine plays and stuff like that. So this definitely needs to be more expensive. But I do like it. Like there's a part of me that really likes this card. I'm not even sure why. I do enjoy, a lot of people hate that about Ancrate Marauder, how if you you can't play an engine first turn against Skellige. It's usually fine now, but back in the day. But I kind of like that cards exist that can punish that a little bit. This being a neutral might also be a reason to bump up the cost a little bit, because this card can't be too good, because then everybody runs it. Then everybody's running a better Marauder. But I do love the design. I think it just needs a little bit of a number tweaks to become balanced. Alright, Fault Test the Great is back, this time with a rework of an existing card. This is of course a very viable thing to do for custom cards. He has reworked Sarthisius, who's now a 6 strength unit. Deploy, create a bronze card from your opponent's faction, and guess which one started in your opponent's deck to play a copy of it. So it's Imperial Diplomacy on a very big body, but if you guess wrong, then you don't get it. I mean, you know, often, like, if it's, like, any bronze card from the opponent's faction, like, you'll often be able to tell, like, which one is too garbage to even be played, and which one is very common in this particular archetype. So, I don't know, that's a big body to put on Imperial Diplomacy, and the downside doesn't feel... I don't think it's too big. So, this guy needs to be expensive. But, I mean, I love anything that works in Assimilate. So, this Sarthisius rework, that name is hard to say. I really do like it. Like, there's no provision cost on it. I think, actually, Foltest the Great did say on the Discord that he valued it at, like, 10 or 11 provisions. I could be mistaken. I don't know, that might sound good. 11. Let's say 11. And move on. But yeah, rework's perfectly viable. If there's a card in the game that you would like to see changed to a different ability, then that definitely works as a custom card. This next one is Otkel. It is from... Oh yeah, these next four were posted by Foltest the Great, but he said he just found them on Pumpkin's Discord or whatever. So I'm pretty sure he didn't make them. But he's the one who posted them. Otkel is a very, or like Utkel probably, is a very popular card, it seems, in the custom card community. I've seen so many versions of this guy posted, and it's awesome because he looks cool. And a Skellige card. 6 strength. Deploy in the melee row, boost allied warrior by 2. Now, I'm guessing it's boost an allied warrior by 2, and not boost allied warriors by 2. That would be really big. But on the range row, if you deploy him there, he will boost 2 warriors in your graveyard by 2. I definitely like the concept of Skellige like, buffing up their cards in the graveyard as like their version of carryover, you know? Like you have a warrior you're going to resurrect with Ace or with the Freya's Blessing next round. You do this, you play Utkel, you boost them up a little bit, you get even more points. It's uninteractive carryover, which is always scary. But you know, we would just have to see. Like, you could boost Heimdall with this and make him a little bit more durable when it comes down. So, honestly, maybe he doesn't even need the melee deploy. Maybe that would be a nice way to balance it. Like, just have this, the ranged one, and yeah. Because I think this could be really powerful as a way for Skellige to have carryover. So we really should be careful not to make this guy too strong, even though he looks perfect. Perfect. Moving on, another Skellige card, Cirrus Fearless. A card that used to exist in open beta, but they took it out for the time being, but they'll probably bring it back at some point. Maybe this is how they'll do it. 6 strength. Whenever you discard a card, boost a random warrior in your hand by 1. So again, warrior hand buff, not hand buff, but like this is hand buff, but like carryover. This is more of an engine, and unlike, you know, the other hand buff engines we have, this doesn't just keep boosting. Like, you have to be discarding cards. And that is a gold. Maybe bump down the strength a little bit. Like, we don't know what this is intended to cost, but probably bump down the strength a little bit, just so it doesn't have to cost like insane amounts. I mean, I don't know. Like carryover is scary. You really have to be careful with that. But let me know down below what you guys think about this. It's a cool design though. Like giving Skellige some carryover, more discard synergy is always welcome. This is a beautiful art, which I really want to see back in the game, so good going on that one. Moving on. Riordan. 2 strength elf for Scoia'tael. Deploy repeat order of adjacent traps. This is probably okay. The order abilities of the traps, you know, like by design are, you know, not the full extent of the trap's power, so it's not like you're just like replaying 2 traps. So it's probably fine. And it's definitely a way to get more value out of your traps. I feel like trap decks definitely need some more cards, potentially like this, to be perfectly viable. I mean, it's like deploy repeat order of adjacent traps. It's pretty cool. If this is priced properly, I'm not gonna go into balancing this card right now, but if this is priced properly, then I think it would be a very cool card for Eldain. Now this is Elven Blade, an artifact for Scoia'tael. Always welcome. Always welcome, so I can play Malcolm Pyrotechnician. Deploy damage an enemy non-elf unit by 6. Deathblow, summon 2 Scoia'tael Neophytes. Like, this could sum up to 10 points and a lot of removal. So this would be expensive. Really, really expensive. Like, I don't know if this Elven Blade has some lore implications that I don't know about. That would make a lot of sense with the summoning of the Scoia'tael Neophytes. Damage an enemy non-elf unit. I like this more than the original design. This had an open beta, which was like damage a non-Scoia'tael unit, right? Or was it non-elf back then as well? Like, either way, like the fact that it's non-elf and not non-Scoia'tael means that even in a mirror match, this isn't a completely dead card. So I like that. The non-elf unit, I think that it's perfectly fine. 6 is a lot of damage. And adding 2 Scoia'tael Neophytes on a death blow, which you're pretty much almost always going to get, that's really strong. Like, this would have to be so expensive. So, potentially busted, is what I'm going to say. But cool, really cool. Now we're moving on to Bobby Fett again. He's back with Azar Javed, who's a mage for Northern Realms, 5 strength. On the melee row, whenever an enemy takes damage, boost self by 1. On the range row, whenever an enemy gets boosted, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So, and 10 provisions, which means that, I mean, an engine at 10 provisions should be able to rack up mad stacks of points, which this guy can definitely do. Of course, on the melee row, like Northern Realms, they do have a lot of pings, a lot of charges, machines, Larry Narbalast, and turning all of those individual pings into boosts on this boy. Ooh, that's strong. Especially because you can like stack up charges, and the turn you put this guy down, you can boost him insane amounts. The ranger ability probably wouldn't be used all that much. Like, you don't have any control of whenever an enemy gets boosted. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Like, the ranged ability seems so underwhelming that it wouldn't be used, I think, compared to the melee one. But I guess it's cool that if he gets moved from the melee row, he still has potential usage in the future. But honestly, maybe you could probably cut this ability. Like, it's cool, and it's cool that like it's like mirrored abilities depending on the row, and it's like flexible. I really like that, but I don't think this would be playable at all as long as he has this. But it's nice as a backup if it gets moved, so he's a bit more movement resilient, which is always a good thing. Another one from Bobby Fett is Bitterness. Special card. Deal 3 damage to an enemy unit. If your opponent controls more units than you, deal 6 damage. I mean, this incentivizes low unit decks, which maybe isn't a problem anymore. Like, I'm not sure where the community stands on that issue anymore. But I mean, it's a pretty cool condition if your opponent controls more units than you. Like, that's a condition that exists in Gwent, but it's not really used at all as of right now. So I do like the condition for this. 6 damage again, just like with the Elven Blade. 6 damage is a lot of damage. And you play this in a deck where usually you will be able to do this. So this is a strong card. It will be highly costed. Of course, the fact that it can sometimes just deal 3 damage, you know, might take a provision off of it, but I don't know. But I do really like the the use of this particular condition. That's really cool. Very cool. Now back to sodium chloride. Vivaldi. Now this guy's like the bank owner or something, like Vivaldi Bank, right? So it's a syndicate card. 5 strength, 7 provisions. Immune, zeal, deploy, lose all your coins, and give Vivaldi that many charges. And then order, gain 1 coin. So, like, the idea here is basically that you regain all your coins, which of course is really strong with Bincy, and because he does it 1 coin at a time, he's really good with townsfolk, or like townspeople, whatever they're called. There was some discussion on the Discord about making it orders spend all your charges and gain that many coins, so it's just a 1 instance for townsfolk. But at that point, how useful is it, right? So I think both sides of that spectrum might be a bit weird. Probably the coolest interaction with this card, in my opinion, is the fact that you can take your coins and like store them up, almost like a bank. So you don't have to over profit, potentially. Like you can just, like, if you have made a lot of coins and you have a lot of profit in your hand, you play this, get those coins into the bank owner, I guess, and boom, you can profit again. And then whenever you need those coins and you can fit them in your pouch, then boom, 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 you get them back. I really do like this card. It reminds me about Thaler in Northern Realms, which is a card that I really like. I like the design of it. It's a shame it's not playable, but I do like these ways to like interact with charges and coins to create more efficiency for yourself. Like Syndicate probably doesn't need it, but once they become, tuned down a little bit and they're on the same line as everybody else, this could work out pretty well. It's gonna be a nice way for them to play with their coins a little bit. Now we're gonna finish this off with a card from Karma. Karma came into the Discord, and just dropped a massive album of over 50 cards, saying that there were 40 more where those came from. But I just wanted to show this one because we needed a monster card in this video. And this one is pretty cool. It's the Beast. 4 strength unit for monsters. It's obviously a beast. Order, ranged, banish a bronze unit from your graveyard, then spawn a Barghest and summon it to the melee row. Cooldown 2. And the Barghests are 3 strength units with order, damage unit by 1. So, he's like, emptying out your graveyard, like spawning these specter dogs, or these demon dogs, and they attack with their little damage unit by 1, damage unit by 1. And he can generate you a lot of value. Monsters does have, a lot of self-destruction and some graveyard play. In this sense, like for Skellige, it's like healing them, bringing them back. They get stronger. But for monsters, it's more like, oh, you're dead, I'ma eat you. Get stronger. Like with the ghouls. And this is just a different way to utilize, your dead monsters in a pretty flavorful way, I'd say. So I'm a big fan of this card. Like I said, Karma posted a huge album of like 50 cards. I haven't had time to look through them all yet, but I'm enjoying his stuff. Alright, but that does it for today's custom cards. If you would like to submit your own custom cards to be featured in these videos, there are a few ways to do that. You can send it to me on Twitter at AcePlaysForDays. You can send it to me in an email, aceofplaysyt@gmail.com, YT for YouTube, all in one word, of course. Or you can go on the Ace of Plays fan Discord, posted in the custom card section. That section is pretty flooded, and I'm loving it. Like, people are so active in that section, and I think it's awesome. I'm glad I sparked some passion in the community with this custom card series. So yeah, that's how you do that. And I wanted to do something a little bit special. I think it would be cool if at the end of some of these videos I issue a challenge, or like a call to action to create cards, you know, from a certain theme, or based off a certain keyword or something like that. Not my original idea. Someone on the Discord did suggest it, or something similar. So you know what? I want to start off with something like funny. Of course, if you want to just keep posting normal custom cards, that is perfectly fine. I'm not gonna disregard your cards just because they're not funny and belonging to this theme. But I just really want to see some custom cards based off of Gwent personalities. It could be, you know, content creators such as myself. It could be, you know, the dev team. You know, Cedar Project Red, Paul Berja, Jason Slama, you know, the Lord and Savior. And I feel like there should be one more category there, but yeah, like any Gwent personalities, you know, make some cards based off of them. If I don't see a single Ace of Plays based card, I will of course be upset. But you know, don't think about that. Don't. But yeah, that's, you know, this week's challenge or call to action. And I'm probably going to show those cards a little bit spread out in the future videos, or just do one video based exclusively on this, just to get it out of the way, so we can get back to normal custom cards. But enough blabbering. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you did, and you want to see more custom cards based videos, leave a like, consider subscribing, and leave me some good feedback in the comments. How should I improve these videos? And of course, let me know. What did you think about the featured cards today? Which one was your favorite? Let me know. Thanks again for watching. Have a good one, guys, and I will see you next time. Oh! I remembered. There was one more thing to say. Today, on Dr. Dennis's channel, link below, you know, he posted his weekly episode of Gwent News. And your boy is there. That's right. Talking about the custom card series and revealing a unique custom card that will not be seen on this channel. So go check out Dr. Dennis's video, link below. Probably not going to upload this video until his video is out, so you can just go check it out right away. Show him some love. Show him some of that Ace of Plays loving. And now, have a good one. And I'll see you next time.